to accrue those days. All right, so Miguel Cabrera, Stoney, is in shape. Your reaction, go.
I think it's terrific that he's in shape. I think it's his job to be in shape. But seriously, the fact that he's lost weight shows, and seeing the videos, I saw a couple of videos from the offseason. Well, working out with Gronk was one.
Yeah.
And he's taking it seriously, and he's a prideful guy, and he knows the last few years have been bad. A lot of it injury related, a lot of it he not showing up in shape for whatever reason. And now he wants to basically atone, and good, because if he's healthy and in good shape, you know what? Yeah, his power numbers probably still will be not what they were, but he'll still be able to, hit 300 and, get over 20 home runs at least, I think.
All right, well, that's the key number, and that's what I want to know from the listeners. 248-539-9797, or on the ticket text 97136. Miguel Cabrera is 23 home runs shy of the magical 500 home run plateau, okay? He'll get there. The question is, will he get there in 2020, or will he take him into 2021? Now, he's been obviously 2 years ago as a wash because he missed so much of the season after that bicep injury. Last year was a horrible year for him by virtually every statistical category, even though some of the fanboys want to tell you, oh, no, but his batting average with runners in scoring position, blah, blah, blah.
But they weren't exactly line shots. I mean, a lot of them were.
His slugging percentage, his OPS was career low. And when you're middle of the lineup and when you're paid as much as he's paid, sorry, that's part of it. You are kind of expected to hold up your end of the bargain a little bit more than he did.
Yes.
So, Stoney, I'll put it to you. Will Miguel Cabrera reach the 500 home run plateau this season?
You said he needs 23 to get that? Is that what you said?
Yes.
So he's got 477. I'm going to say yes.
All right.
Yes. I've confidence in Miggy.
Why?
Because I believe he's going to stay healthy for the most of the season until he'll be able to get 23 home runs.
All right.
That's not the goal for him, is to get 23 home runs, but I think he's going to be healthy. And if he's healthy, he can do a lot of terrific things. If not, then, it's going to be another one of those years where you're going to sit there and say, why don't you just retire? What do you think?
I think he will as well. I'm bullish on Miggy this year, and I think the one thing that people aren't talking much about, other than maybe Wojo, because he's a known superstar suck up. Mm-hmm. I got to think he's embarrassed.
Yeah,
I got to think he looks at 2019 and he has pride. I know people like to run down Miggy because at times he looks oafish, at times he doesn't run out ground balls, and really last year, I think last year was an embarrassment to him and the entire organization. And he knows how much he makes. He knows what's expected of him. And he knows that when they list off the top 100 players in baseball, he's not even on the list anymore, where he used to be top 5 or 6. You're talking about a guy who is he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He put together some of the greatest offensive years we've ever seen. I remember after, granted, sports radio overreaction, but I remember that weekend series in New York. I forget what year it was.
Is that the one where he hit the home run off Rivera?
Twice.
Yeah.
He homered off Rivera on a Friday night, and he homered off Rivera on a Sunday. And I remember coming out of that, and I think our next day topic was, is he the greatest hitter we've ever seen? And it's like, well, no. But for a time there, he was. Like, for a time there, I don't remember ever watching a player who could hit with average and power, other than maybe Bonds. But Bonds is always like, because artificial, where he just, whatever he wants to do, he does.
Yeah, have you ever, people say, well, they all do it, but I've never heard any, whispers, oh, Miggy does steroids. Have you?
No.
Because he was a bigger guy.
To be fair, the only guys that you've heard whispers about that have never been mentioned are what? Piazza?
Pudge.
Pudge was actually wasn't he in one of the Mitchell reports or something?
He got in the Hall of Fame, so nobody cares.
Well, so did Piazza, and Bagwell did as well. Piazza and Bagwell were the two big whisper campaigns.
Right.
But everybody else, there was actual evidence. I have confidence that Cabrera is going to stay healthy. He seems to.
It's almost blind faith too. Because I like him so. I love what he did.
Yeah.
What's
amazing is you go back over his last few years, and 2014 he had 25 homers, 109 RBIs, 52 doubles. 2015, granted he played in 119 games due to injury. He only had 18 home runs. 2016, he bounced back. He had 38 homers, 108 RBIs. And then 2017, he played in 130 games, only had 16 home runs. 2018, we mentioned that was the lost year because of the torn bicep. He only had 3 homers in 38 games. And then last year, he played 136 games and had 12 homers. So, in 4 of his last 5 seasons, he didn't get above 18. So who's to say he's necessarily going to get 23?
That's why I would say it's not going to happen.
Okay.
His 4 of the last 5 years, he's had over 500 plate appearances, and he only did it in one of those years.
You're right.
So
You're right.
That's why I would say no. And I think I remember Singlio. It's kind of like that all over again.
Singwell.
Where it's just he's lost his power, and then half the games are in a large ballpark.
Yeah. And he's not only lost his power, he seems to have lost the power alleys. Right? I mean, that was Cabrera. It was
right center.
The opposite field double where, he just would drive the ball into the gap and he'd immediately be standing on second base. I mean, he had 21 doubles last year, but, look, he had 52 doubles in 2014.
Well, he's still hitting the ball there, though, but it's not the velocity, and they're catching it.
Right, exactly.
But being healthier and with his core and his legs, I think he'll be able to do it. That's look, everything is based on his health.
Obviously. Look, if he goes out with a torn ACL in week 4, I take back what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy.
But yeah, you're going
frozen cold takes.
I think you're kind of going on the fact that you think he's going to play at least 135 games, 140 games, something like that. Anything short of that, he still should be able to do it, but today's Miguel Cabrera. I think the other thing I like about it is that losing weight, and now he's even talked about his swing and how his swing was off because his knees have been so bad and his legs have been so bad. He's like hitting off his front foot as opposed to his back foot. He knows what he's doing wrong.
Right. Well, he just said he's going to go back to his original swing and just let nature take its course, basically.
Yeah. But I'm saying sometimes admitting that there's a problem is the first step to fixing the problem. And a lot of times with a guy like Cabrera, you kind of get the sense, he doesn't even think there's a problem. Like he was in denial for the better part of last year about the power numbers, remember?
Right. The biggest problem I think he's had over the last couple of years, besides his health, is he was swinging at a lot of bad pitches. Mm-hmm. And if that remains, constant, then you know what? Then Tom will be right where he won't get to 23. Mm-hmm. But he was swinging a lot of crap last year and the year before.
Yeah, and you got to put some weight into what Castellanos said last year. Obviously, it was in their head, the ballpark. Mm-hmm. You can't allow that to happen. If you're going up there thinking I have less of a chance, hitting a home run here, it's going to affect you. You kind of hit the reset button. It'd be an awesome story if he did it and we're able to get that milestone and to have something happen later in the year.
Yeah, especially if it happened at home.
Maybe Mize is up and has started to pitch well. The little things to look for.
Yeah, but the other thing I think in your favor though, Gov, is if you believe in protecting a hitter. Let's just say that Cabrera does get off to a decent start and he is starting to hit with some power like he used to. Who's hitting fourth?
Is Crone hitting fourth?
I don't know.
Kristen Stewart?
Right. But is that enough to dissuade pitchers from going after Miguel Cabrera?
Crone might hit ahead of him, which will help, maybe.
You think Crone will hit 2?
No, probably not. Maybe Scope will hit 2. I don't know.
That all remains to be seen is how he sets this lineup up. But, Castellanos was a very good offensive player last year for this team. He's gone. And so who's going to be if Cabrera is, in fact, the power source on this team, let's not forget that the leading home run hitter on this club last year was Brandon Dixon.
Right. He's back. He's back on a minor league contract. Look-see, I think.
Is he back?
I think so.
He couldn't parlay that massive power season into a big league contract.
Isn't the belief that Kristen Stewart, this is the year it's going to happen if he's going to be a regular MLB player? Everybody already knows he's horrible defensively, but that he can stick. It could be maybe a Castellanos 2.0, maybe not quite as good.
It's got to be.
The hope is that he ends up being a poor man's Castellanos, right?
Well, they also hope a Candelario actually develops.
Well, this is it for him too. I
know.
Think, and that's why I think Casey Mize has to hit for Avila, because then you're almost like resetting the whole prospect thing again.
I would say this is more it for Candelario than for
Stewart.
This is only Stewart's second full year. Remember, he started opening day last year and he homered in Toronto. But prior to that, he'd been just a call-up guy towards the end. So,
but he's only got one tool to hang his hat on. So it's hitting. That's the thing. So he's got to start delivering there, because nothing's going to happen defensively.
And he is 26 years old. It's not like he's a young, rookie or anything like that. All right, coming up next, another Tiger who the Tigers are counting on for a little bit of pop and maybe an everyday shortstop is Nico Goodrum. He'll join